Talk a little bit about cloud computing. It's kind of the future of computing, but it uses a lot of energy. What's Microsoft doing to offset the energy that this uses?
As cloud computing continues to expand rapidly, one of the challenges that our industry faces is how are we going to deal with this increased need for energy? So the first thing you have to think about is, well, what's being done in the data center? So if you look at music as an example, it actually, we've looked at this, it takes half as much carbon and energy to actually use and play music today as it did a decade ago when people were buying CDs. And then the other thing is, as all these people unplug their own data centers and push them off to providers like Microsoft or others, how do we drive more efficiency? Ideally is you want to take all these things, and I like to say you want 1 + 1, their data center plus ours, to equal a half in terms of energy. So we're driving massive efficiency and also looking at the electron mix so that you can drive down energy consumption and make that electrons greener.
Do you have plans to power any of these server farms with renewable energy, solar, wind?
So we're looking at that, and in a number of cases, Microsoft, unlike others, isn't a power company ourselves, so we're partnering with many utility companies, not just in the U.S., but around the world, to ensure that we're getting the right mix of energy to keep driving forward the need for everybody to have more clean energy.
Are you requiring these utilities to get a certain percentage of their power from renewable sources?
Well, the good news is that depending on where these are, that's something that we hope that the municipalities and the regulatory agencies are doing through something called the Renewable Energy Portfolio Standards. And the goal is to keep seeing that move forward as a society.
Mm-hmm. Does Microsoft have a policy position on things like that, a renewable energy standard or a price on carbon or things like that these governments have been trying to push through?
Yeah, our general position, as many in the industry, is we want to see the government set the right incentives to drive forth research and development. Not surprising from a company like Microsoft to want to see more money going into research and development. And there are many different mechanisms, and we're hoping, as we've seen in other parts of the world, that here we'll see sort of progress in that area in the near future.